Still red. Bring it down a little bit. A little bit. A little bit. A little bit. I see that. Yeah. I need it because I have fat feet. And shout out to shout out to being fucking stylish now, man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Now it's the wave now.
Yeah. So I'm all right. I'm one of the cool guys now, which is I'm cool. I'm not really cool, but I'll take it. Okay. All right. So I'll go my screen first, and then you can swap.
Okay.
All right. What's going on? My name is Clifford Bonet, and welcome to the CliffNotes Project. People like to call me CliffNotes P, B-I, handle your B-I, whatever it is. But today I am a saddened patron of the Boston Celtics. Moment of silence, and that's enough. Why? Because now it's Patriot season, goddammit. Can't wait for my boy Babs to come back into the building. Salt and Pepper Boys will be back in the building, ladies and gentlemen. And this year, I know it's going to be great. Why? Because Bill Belichick decided to say, hey, I'm going to be a head coach and not just hire friends. But he's actually going to just do what he does best, and that's lead us to another ring, ladies and gentlemen. But today, we're going to do a little something different. I'm going to actually... No, I'm joking. I normally announce the guest that I have here, but nothing's going to change, ladies and gentlemen. But I've been watching this guy for a few years, man. I remember when he was, and I apologize, he was in Kenmore, and then there was, what's the place over there? Don't put it the screen. Don't put him up yet. What's that location over there by Fenway that where people go in the bars?
Lansdowne Street?
Not Lansdowne, but the actual facility. The actual where there's a basketball game on, boom. I seen a couple skits. And game on, I was like, what the hell is this, man? I was like, holy shit, yeah, I've been watching for a while. Man. And I was like, this is interesting. Let's see how long he does this. But this motherfucker kept doing the same. I was like, God damn, he's really busy out here in these streets. I guess he wasn't afraid of COVID like I was, because I just shut it down. Or maybe I'm just fucking lazy. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to reintroduce or introduce. Let them introduce themselves.
Yeah, man. Yeah. What's going on? It's Tommy G. You want me to look at the camera?
You can look at right here. And you know what? We'll bring it down. So let's do this. Yep.
Help me out.
Boom. There you
In
go.
the studio. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. You can hear me still?
And she's going to confirm. If she needs to, she knows the numbers, the channel. She'll bring it up if needed. All right, let's do it again. Go ahead.
That was a great introduction.
Yeah, that was good.
That was really good.
Hey.
I feel bad that I couldn't follow it up.
Nah, man, you're going to follow up with an awesome conversation, but we'll start off with give the people your name just in case they're not familiar with the business.
My name's Tommy Garino from East Boston, Boston content creator, a lot of comedy, Italian, Boston-focused stuff. We're Prosciutto Papi.
Prosciutto Papi, and I just eat for a living.
That's all right.
Just eat for a
It's a
living.
pretty nice life,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Is it do you get it for free?
You're paid to eat.
Holy shit.
Yeah, typically.
Let me know, man.
Typically, yeah.
Did you pay your camera guy? Or give your guy free food?
No, for sure, definitely.
Then we're going to talk after
Big
this.
time.
God damn it. But
All right, so everyone joining the Instagram live. It's Tommy G. It's Prosciutto Papi with my guy Clay. We've got Emma, the production side, producer side. We're at Boston Power Hour, CliffNotes Project, doing a little podcast. I don't really know what to expect, but
it's an episode to pod. We're going to talk about everything. First of all, I want to talk about how sad I am. Saddened by the fact of, and I'll go back to where I first saw you. So I'm saddened by the fact that the Celtics are gone.
Yeah.
Pray for Parlay. The prayers didn't come through for me.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm broke, buddy.
Bro, I had a 16 leg. But if I hit that,
That's like me.
I might have to cancel this trip, this conversation today.
I was trying to every game I was trying to put up a nice $10, $15
Same.
15 leg parlay
Yeah.
trying to get rich, and I'm like, if I get this money, we're gonna sit courtside.
You're right. That was my plan too. Yeah.
It didn't hit once, man. I think I went 0 for 7 all 7 games in series.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
You know what really screwed me is like game 6 when they decided we're not shooting threes. I was like, well, that's out of fucking character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was a little scary because I felt like for game 7 they would do for a game with a lot of threes.
Yeah.
And then obviously they started off really slow, got a little bit of a rhythm going, but they fell way too far behind.
Yeah.
At the beginning.
It's crazy. But you know what? Fear not, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Patriots coming back. Patriots will be coming back. Mac Jones, this is your season. No more excuse. Even my boy Babs can't come up with excuses for you anymore, but that's all right. I digress. But what I want to do is I want to pull up. And the pull-up machine, we are, I'd say, COVID season.
Yeah.
You was out here in these streets, man.
Yeah, no, it was
Crazy.
I started probably September 2020, so that's when I really started my TikTok.
Yep.
So that was honestly like before Game On. That's like a year before Game On.
Really?
Or at least 6-7 months before. Yeah.
Okay.
I started doing videos just like for fun while I was doing online school for UMass Boston.
Nice.
And caught traction doing like the whole Boston comedy stuff, you know, that kind of
Yeah.
niche. And then I started doing more like I played hockey my whole life, so I did like some hockey comedy, some Italian comedy.
Okay.
I live in an Italian household, so it's always crazy in there. And then I just caught wind, and then I started doing live stuff like I Game On and Man on the Street stuff, doing
Yep.
street interviews with fans, and that's kind of when he got involved. He started hopping in my videos, and then a little bit after that, he started his own page about a year after me.
Okay.
And, he kind of did his thing. If you want to kind of dive in how you started too.
Yeah, COVID. I was in the military during COVID. We were
Whoa,
based-
what arm?
Army Reserves.
Wow, thank you.
Oh,
Nah, you're good.
I appreciate it. Yes, I was in training all through COVID of May 2020 to 9/11/2020.
Okay.
I came out. I was living on my brother's couch. Like I had no place to live because reserves you come home. You know what I mean? Like it's like part time.
Yeah.
So I came home, sit on his couch for like 7 months, and I finally got in the post office.
Okay.
Ended up like saving up, getting my own spot, and I met my ex-girlfriend out at dinner.
Okay.
And I'm just like shooting the shit. She got like a dessert, so like I was like asked them what it was, just like shot the shit. I got a number and I'm texting her for like a week. I was in Florida. I went to Florida the next day, and I was like, "Oh, I love to cook for you." And I came back, cooked for her. She's like, "Damn, like you're funny and you can cook. Like you should really be filming this."
Oh, okay.
I'm like, I got no time. I was in the military and the post office doing both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up cooking for her a couple of times. It ended up being like 10 times. We had like 10 videos. She just started filming, editing. I'm like, damn. And then we just started posting like 2 videos a day and it just started hitting.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna be nosy. What happened to the relationship? Like, you wasn't star power enough? What's going on, man?
That's interesting.
Give us a shortcut.
It's a good. No, we're still best friends. Like we're still like we still talk every day. Like we're still.
I'm old school, best friends with Benny's type of thing. If
Yeah.
you can't say it,
Yeah,
that's all right.
yeah.
Only
Yeah.
my mom is watching this. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, nah,
The whole
but
world's watching right now.
Oops, that's right.
nah, but
Than your mom.
I don't know. She's like changed my whole life. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like she's a real one.
So salute to her.
Right,
And
big
it's,
salute to
it's
her.
funny because, and you'll find this conversation going everywhere because I have ADD. But like, it's dope that one, she introduced you to what you're currently doing right now. But two, you guys are still friends. There's actually a show. I think it's on Apple TV with Seth Rogen. He has the show. I'll make it pop up here. And I think it's called. What is it when a male and a female can kind of just be cool? There's a P word. Come on, help me out.
Damn, I don't know.
Come on,
Even
I'm
know
not
this.
school
Oh,
rap.
wait,
Yeah,
P-word.
I think it's a P word.
Oh no, I don't.
Come on.
Why am I blanking right now? The lives.
It's live. What's going on? Y'all know? Punch in.
I know
Let
what
us
you're
know.
saying though.
It's called. Either way, we'll come back to
They
it.
probably know. I'm gonna see what
Yeah.
they're saying.
But either way,
I need to know that word.
it's something like cordial.
Good way to describe it.
It's
The
like
word.
it's like cordial, but it's not. But at the end of the day, it's dope that you're able to do that because
Platonic.
platonic.
Yeah.
Salute to who said that? Who said
Oh, a
that?
lot of people.
Okay.
ALBW222 and TI.Z.
All right. So whoever that is, got a good laugh. Send them a DM. We're gonna send you some from the CliffNotes Project. All right. So I think it's pretty cool. So platonic.
Platonic relationship.
So you had a
Like
platonic. You still have a platonic relationship, which is dope. That means you're a mature individual. She's a mature individual. 2 mature adults, I'll say, doing the damn thing. That's somebody that you keep in your corner. That's all I really want to say about that. But seriously, salute on doing what you do because I know, like, you're part of the of America, right? The American Army.
Not no more.
Not well, are you? You're out.
I'm out. Yeah, it was a good stepping stone in life.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm glad you're out simply because life is a little crazy. We kind of involve ourselves with a lot of world things. But anyway, I digress. Not that type of podcast. All right, so boom. Let's go back. So you're out here in these streets. You guys are both doing your thing. How did you guys meet?
We met at a summer camp when we were like 5 years old.
6 years old.
6 years old. You gotta
Yeah?
default that
Send me that pic. Let's send that to so we can put it on there. Let's go widescreen.
Yeah, so we
For everybody.
met at like 5. We both grew up in East Boston together.
Okay.
I'll play Little League. He likes to say I used to wear soccer cleats. Still.
Holy shit. I know who's who.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't. Let me see.
Just like the two chubby kids.
The one
on
kid in the
that
back punched me in my face, and he's in jail now for murder.
Get out of here.
Yeah, no, crazy.
It's actually true.
True story.
Well, I'm glad you're friends, right? Let's say we're friends. My goodness.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, just grew up together, played Little League, all that. He likes to say I wore soccer cleats to Little League, which like
Football.
that never
I know.
happened.
I'm a big sneakerhead, so like
Yeah.
Yeah, those
even
are
back then,
Travis Scott's right there.
like
Those are nice.
even cleats, I'm like, you got Adidas. And
Well,
it's a sub-
but hold on.
I was like 7 years old. My mother probably bought it.
Now I want to know. So you're judging because
No,
I'm a
no,
parent
no.
that failed. I failed my daughter. I failed. I'll tell you how I failed. I waited too long. She was like, Dad, I want to play softball. I'm like, all right, cool. I got her everything. But I was like, you got soccer cleats, don't you? She's like, yeah. But they're not the same.
Right. So being like a little 10-year-old kid, like
Yeah.
it was like, oh, I get the best bat, like.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Tom got the soccer cleats.
I was a hockey player, so
Yeah.
hockey was my number one sport my whole life. So like that was Little League was just kind of like we
You're just passing time.
were both athletes. We played like a
Right.
bunch of sports.
That's
growing up
dope.
and in high school. Then we went to high school together. Graduated 2018 together.
Okay.
Had classes, skipped school together, all that. And then I went to college. He went to the military. So like,
Okay.
we didn't lose connection, but like we didn't talk as much, obviously.
I don't,
Yeah.
I don't want to get it twisted though. I wasn't a kid that had like all the nicest shit. Like I was scraping up like fucking.
I don't know.
No, for real.
Yeah?
For real. He for real.
Okay. All right.
I don't want to come up as I'm like sitting back in my way.
Yeah,
I
you
didn't-
came off as like a
Nah,
suburban kid
nah.
from Newton or something.
You didn't have the fresh kicks,
in
man.
a-
But now I always bust his balls. My brother, I remember you used to have them soccer.
Yeah.
Nah, but shit, it is what it is. But it's dope that you guys had the camaraderie of just punching each other and talking shit. Where
Right.
probably now, if you said that, they'll probably kick you off the team. You'll be canceled,
Right.
and your life is ruined forever just for saying you're wearing soccer sneakers while playing softball or baseball. Not
It's
a big
honestly
deal.
the blessing of doing this stuff together because like we've known each other since we were 5 years old
Okay.
and been friends forever. Like not even just like on some like I've known you, but like friends. And we've been
Yeah.
friends for like, all these.
So it's real. Okay.
So like doing business or any of that stuff, like money and all that, like that doesn't come before anything.
That's
else.
dope.
Like so, it's like a very honest and like it's just like a genuine relationship, you know, which is hard to find in like this industry sometimes.
That's dope. So I'm saying that it sounds like you guys are able, you're able to say, hey, I wasn't really feeling what you were saying in your
Oh,
thing.
yeah, no.
Hey, you know what? Your cooking was whack this week. Like, you know what I'm saying? You put too much of the fucking, what's the little green thing? The capers. I like capers, but
Yeah.
if you put too much capers and you bite it, woo!
I feel like it's really like just keeping each other accountable. Like whether it's like we both just got back in the gym, like whether it's that,
Dope.
whether it's with work, whether it's like you know I'm not feeling good, like
Yeah.
he's feeling good, like just kind of keeping energy high,
Okay.
positivity high. I feel like when, especially for me, because I'm more of like an introverted person, if I don't really know someone, I'm never going to be like brutally honest with someone.
Gotcha.
So like the fact that there's no ego, like we will tell each other the
That's
shit we
beautiful.
want, like don't want to hear, but
Yep.
like, and we won't take it to the heart. Like you know, you might be mad at the person for an hour or two, like you
Yeah.
get over it, you know, and we're brothers, you know.
Well, you just said something really cool, which is something I forgot to suggest, tell you guys before doing this podcast is before coming in, I always tell everybody just check your ego at the door. And reason being is because that's the only way we're going to have some fun in here where we're vulnerable. We're just keeping it 100 with each other. You know what I mean? Like, I'll keep it real with you guys. You know, I didn't really think the Celtics were going to make it. But at the same time, I got my boy GRD and I'm like, let's go in 7.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like, it is what it is. All right. So now you guys come together like Voltron, fast forward, and now you guys are doing your thing. You guys got people following you on live, going crazy, saying that they want these hats. You're doing the little thing where you did the you swipe down or swiped up, excuse me, it is, and to hit to get a name. I didn't get fucking picked. I was a little salty about that.
What was it for?
You were giving a hat away, and you're on Instagram. Like, see, they do so much, they forget.
Oh, the Drewski tickets? Is that what you're talking
Oh,
about?
Was it Drewski? I thought it was a hat give
No,
hat
we didn't do a
giveaway.
hat giveaway.
No?
We should, though.
No, those are exclusive.
We
Oh,
should.
really?
We should.
So we should do a giveaway though. We
Oh, but nah, y'all gotta
We'll
pay for this.
eventually.
They gotta pay, goddammit. Because I've done some of this merch stuff. And it's not cheap,
It's
because
not
I'm looking
cheap.
at your
It's not
stuff.
cheap.
This is
They're
embroidery.
the best hats.
This ain't no little
Yeah.
sticky stuff, ladies and gentlemen. So y'all gotta pay a couple dollars.
Not yet.
What's the retail? Where we going for these?
Right now, I think our last event they were $50 each.
Okay.
Which was a solid price. Everyone paid. There was no complaints.
Dope.
This next event will probably have because the thing is we didn't get enough hats. We didn't know how many people were going to show up. We didn't do tickets or anything.
Oh shit. Okay.
We had 100 hats. They sold out in like 30 minutes.
Wow.
So people were trying to come in and buy 3, 4. I was like, no,
Ah.
it's 2 per person. That was it. So now we have different like collections coming out. We have
Okay.
more hats. So now we'll be able to like if you want to buy 2-3 hats, like you'll get cheaper per hat. If you get 3 hats, you'll get like
you get a bundle
$40 a hat or something. But right now, I think the base is $50 a hat.
No, I think that's fair, man.
It's like, I mean, if you're trying to go to Lids and get a nice hat, it's like
that's what I'm saying.
Just a $40 hat.
And you know what? Don't worry about actually. I tell everybody when you're doing this merch business, sometimes you feel a little funky about it. Like I remember people asking me, "Hey, Cliff, I like this merch. I like this. How much?" Like I have a foundation or a brand called Fight. So I have all these different type of logos. Like you see these boxing gloves right here. So it has like different color ribbons, right? So the red ribbon is for like substance abuse, and then green is mental health awareness. Then I have autism, and that's Fight for this gentleman named Rocco interviewing.
cool.
But so my thing is when they ask and they're like, "Hey, how much?" I don't buy like cheap shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, I could do it, but if you want good quality, you gotta kind of pay for it. So how do you guys go about just not feeling bad, especially more so to like close friends and family members, or do they not even bother you for that?
Nah, some people definitely throw little comments.
Yeah.
There, like for sure. Like I mean, for close friends and family, like I'll tell them how it is.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't care. The people because I know they know. Like I'm not trying to screw them over. It's more just it's just a business at the end of the day.
When we sorry, quick,
Yeah,
when we dropped those, there was only literally 100 made.
Yeah, 100.
Go wide. Keep it wide. 100?
There was 100 made, so so many people were like, "Yo, can you just put one aside for me? I'll pay you."
It's always
I'll
that.
pay
I
you.
still got
I'll
friends
pay
saying
you
that.
double.
Really?
I'm like, bro. I'm like, just come and support. Just show
Yeah.
up.
And also just for like the bookkeeping and everything, it makes it so much harder to like keep track of like
What?
I want the money at the event. I don't want to take your money before
Right.
because I'm gonna spend it by
It's just
accident. or
like
something.
show
Like,
up.
But no. As far as friends and family, I keep it real with them. For like people who support and like want to come and like, bro, it sucks because like we have like supporters all around the country.
Yeah.
Like, I have people in Ohio, Florida hitting me up like like a bunch of different random states. Like, can you please ship me a hat? Can you do this? And like we're not doing that right now just because like we want to keep it exclusive because it's working for us.
Yeah.
We really want to maximize like just building a community here first.
Yeah.
So eventually we want to go online with it. Just right now is not the time.
Okay.
But it sucks like when people that support you are asking for like to put one aside.
Yeah.
Like, you really can't do it.
So, message, ladies and gentlemen, stop asking. You know what I'm saying?
Please
Right
stop
now,
asking.
you guys are on the outside of the periphery, and it's okay. They just don't have the stuff for you yet at this moment.
It's gonna come.
It is going to come because at the end of the day, too, there's a cost, and then obviously you got to make sure that you take out that 30% because Uncle Sam's watching. You know what I mean? And then you got to reorder it again and go through that process. So I totally get it. It makes sense. It's dope. Continued success. But let's talk about your upcoming show.
Yeah.
How we get there? What's going down?
Kick it off. Good. Kick it off.
Well, for the new one coming up,
Yeah.
June 10th.
June 10th at the Grand. We got
That's big.
Dave's Hot Chicken. We got a DJ, and it's a little nerve wracking right now because it's like with tickets. Like I feel like the week of is going to be big for tickets.
That's right.
So like we're going all depends on ticket sales. So if it's like 300 people, it might go the whole venue, but like there's different ways to shorten it. Like it might be a small room.
Yeah, because
I
for
don't know.
example, like the Grand inside, it holds I think 500 people.
Yeah.
So like I mean like that would be great if we had 500 people, but I
Right.
don't think we're gonna hit that number. We're planning on what like maybe 200, 150, 200 people. Like that's probably like
Last time we thought only like 100 people would show up, and there was like over 250.
Probably 200.
And it
Oh,
was-
wow.
Surprise.
It
It
wasn't
was
even
in the
in Boston.
suburbs too. So I'm
but like with tickets.
Wait
right
a
now-
minute. Hold on. It was outside of Boston?
Yeah, it was in Wilmington.
Holy
Just like
shit.
20 minutes north of Boston.
That's fire.
We still had like,
That tells you something,
probably
right?
over a couple hundred people show up.
That tells you
I
something.
was like, when there was a line outside an hour before, half an hour before, it was like,
Yes, but this is our first time selling tickets, and like I just want people on the live and on here to know, like, don't get it twisted. Like, we're not pocketing anything from these tickets. Like, this is all going towards like expenses for the merch, DJ, like
Yeah.
the Dave's Hot Chicken. Like,
Yeah.
we're not pocketing any of this. It's only $10 a ticket.
Yeah.
You also
So,
need
like-
to know how many people are coming.
Right,
It's
yeah.
so hard to know. 50 and 350 are completely
we
different.
sold out of hats in like 30 minutes, and food was gone
Yeah.
30 minutes the
Yeah.
last event.
And that's the thing with events. Like way back when I used to do promotions. I used to run clubs, and I'll tell you the most hardest thing to do is identify how many people you're going to get. Because then they used to hit me with the bar charge. They're like, "Hey Cliff, you want this? We're going to charge you, for this much." As she sneaks into the thing, but we still see you. Yep.
Awkward. Sorry.
That's all right. So, what I understand when you guys are saying that there's all these different things that you got to pay, like I can only imagine the anxiety that you have to deal with. Plus, you want to have a good showing, but at the same time, you mentioned food. I always stayed away from food because that is just a catch-22, right? You can order too much and then waste a bunch of food, or you order too little and it goes through, and then people are like, "What the hell is going on?" So, now I think that's pretty dope, man. So, what got you to get, or what got you here to do this type of event?
So to be honest, the hats. Do you want to kind of tell them how like, we kind of got about doing hats?
So I went on a podcast, Growing Up Italian.
Okay.
If you ever heard of that, they're pretty big. We went to New York. We went on there twice. The first time they gave me one of their hats. It was just like unique. It just had some patches, Growing Up Italian, a couple like Italian slogans. Like, my God, this is dope. Wearing it, just like getting compliments on it. And one day, I'm like, I said to him, we really should just make our own hat with this, dude.
That's awesome.
It's like that New York streetwear isn't. Like, the fashion isn't the same here in Boston.
Right.
You know what I mean?
100%.
At all.
We got our own swag.
So I'm like, we gotta,
we gotta do some.
we gotta just be different a little bit. You know what I mean?
He was very like persistent on it, and I mean, I was never big into merch, so I thought it was a cool idea, but I was like, I had a lot going on, so I was like, yo, if you want to kind of take the reins on this, and I'll help out, like, you know, let's see how it goes. So you just connected with the dude who produces all of our stuff now, and they put together like a quick sample hat.
Yep.
And it was honestly, now that I look back on it, I kind of cringe looking at that first sample hat,
Yeah.
even though we thought it was sick at first.
Yeah. Well, that's your first baby, right?
Right. And like, it was just crazy because we just were wearing it in videos. We had no plans of selling it. We were just like doing it, and then people started commenting like, "Oh, this is dope! Like, let's get more of this. Let's get more." And then we really tweaked it. That's when we started putting like then we put the logos on there a little bit, like kind of got creative with the I-93.
Yep.
We put the Zakem on the side of it, which is pretty cool. And once we had kind of like close to the final product, we noticed the response went up even more.
Yeah.
Started posting like little Instagram polls, like seeing what people like.
And just filming our content in the hats was big too, because now it's like, where you get that? I still get asked, where do I?
I still like, on every video you'll see at least one person like, where can I get that hat?
And I like that you said that because a lot of people really don't do that. And I think shout outs to this gentleman that Babs introduced me. His name is Sly. He's the gentleman that sells all the merch that you see outside of TD Bank.
Oh, dope.
Really funny dude, but he was like, I was like, oh, maybe, because we got swag from like, say, like a Budweiser. Like, oh, maybe you should do that. He was like, did they cut you a check yet? I'm like, no, not yet, but they gave him swag. He's like, wear your own shit. And I was like, what? So that's why, like, I was like, after that meeting with him, it was eye-opening. I was like, you know, I should wear my merch. It should be yours, because it speaks to our style. It speaks to your brand and what you're doing. And you know what? Not for nothing. People are watching. People are paying attention, and they might be like, "Hey, you know what? This is a swag that I want to have on my thing. You know, this I want to flow with what you guys are doing." I think again, I tell a lot of people this, right? If you don't invest in yourselves, like you guys have been invested in yourselves, you're never gonna go up to the next level. You know what I mean? You asked me earlier, like how long I've been doing this, and I've been doing this for quite a while, simply because one. No one else is going to invest into this crazy idea of like doing a one-stop shop type of thing. You know what I mean? So that's one. But two, these ideas really just kind of come from here. So I got to own it. Just like you, the cooking thing. Like I think that's fire. I'd like to produce one of those shows one time, and we could talk and really keep going with that. You mentioned the grand. Like I'm pulling up. I want to see like what's up with that. Because you know, I want to go back to talk a little more about that because I know when we spoke. During our pre-production meeting, that you had mentioned there's some vendors. You know what I'm saying? How is all this going to continuously evolve to get you guys to the next level?
Yeah, that's a great question. And honestly, like with our brand, its content, that's the ad you see on the side of this.
Yeah.
That brand just came about because we were thinking of like, what is the long-term goal? Like, how do we want to make this, keep the longevity going of this, or maximize the longevity of it? And its content came about because everything we do is content. That's kind of how the name came about. And we started with an idea of doing a cooking show with him called Chopping It Up. We had like athletes and a couple celebrities on. Did that. Wasn't really what we were going for. Then we did like a little prank show, like Punked, almost revamped. We did a couple episodes of that. That did well.
Just takes us a lot of time into that.
In production costs.
Like I feel like we could film like 10 of those over like 4 months if we really put towards it, but we couldn't drop them. We'd have to drop them.
Yeah, so basically, I don't want to ramble on too much, but we wanted to basically create this umbrella and do different kinds of shows under it. So right now we're really handling like this deli skits we've been doing. So
That's
it's like
dope.
kind of like a high production SNL skit almost, and we want to just keep thinking of different kinds of shows and do that under
the
his
umbrella.
content umbrella.
Yeah.
Eventually do a cooking show with him under it. We were doing a Man on the Street show for a little bit, street interviews, like a different show for that, and then just basically just grow it as much as possible, and then,
Yeah.
do merch under it. It's kind of like a creative umbrella for multiple different things, podcasting.
Yeah.
So
Like that.
it's like we're figuring out like can't do it all, just me and him.
Right.
It's
We
hard.
need-
It's hard.
You need a team.
Yeah,
You need a team.
100%.
And it's funny that you mentioned that. As we had met, you had asked me earlier. You said, "Hey, how many shows or podcasts or things that you have going on?" And I mentioned a few. And one of the biggest things doing anything, creating even your own thing, is you do need a team. It starts off with yourself, then hopefully you get some people around, but then you eventually add, for it to get bigger, you have to start putting more people into it and figuring out, is it through bartering, collabs, or something like that. I'm all for that because, like, at the end of the day, look into, and you've identified something pretty big. You said that maybe what we do is we shoot a bunch of stuff and then finally put it out, and I have a lot of people that kind of get annoyed with me. Like, I'll record shit, and the way I record or the way I interview, I kind of make it timeless, unless it's like something like this where we're talking about, so this I'll have to release so people can see it and they're familiar,
Yeah.
which they're already hip to your show coming out anyway. But the cooking show, man, creating like a veal parmesan ain't ever going to change unless you decide to put a different type of ingredient. Unless you bring, like, let's say, some Celtic person on there and they're gone. So that's like, damn, that kind of messes it up. But you know what? So what? It really doesn't, because at the end of the day, you're really trying to sell yourselves. You're trying to sell your product. You're trying to sell your brand.
Yeah.
Like, I have the CliffNotes Project, which is my brand. But at the end of the day, I have, like, Society, which is a society of zoos, and that's what you see right there. As you can see, that's my brand, my logo. You see Fight, that's also underneath it. The Boston Power Hour underneath it. So at the end of the day, putting all of these ideas together, salute. Where did this come from, though? Where did this idea come from?
Really just collaborating together and using our creative juices together. To be honest, we're born creatives. Like, I from the time I was 10, 11 years old, I was recording movies on a flip video camera.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
with
dope.
my friends. I was posting them on Facebook. I shouldn't have even been on Facebook. We were posting movies on Facebook, and once middle school hit, kind of stopped. It was uncool to do that.
Yeah.
But I've always found myself like with a creative way of thinking, like whether I was more into like art and music a lot. Whereas I love sports too, but like I'm very more into that than other people. And then once this whole TikTok thing came around, it kind of just like sparked something sparked in my head to do it. And when I started doing the TikTok, there's always ideas. Like I linked up with an agent about a year into doing it, and that's how I took it full time. We both do it full time.
Okay.
So figuring out the business side and how to be an entrepreneur, because now it's more than just we're not influencers, we're entrepreneurs now.
Yeah.
Like, we are trying to set up different avenues of income per month to make this a full-time job, and we've been successful so far. So really just having that entrepreneur mind and like really thinking about how to build and create things, and that's where this idea came about.
That's pretty dope. You said that you guys both met with, like, say, like an agent. Talk to me about that.
I would say so. So about a year into doing it, I was at UMass Boston still. So this is when we just got back to campus from COVID, 2021. Fall 2021 was about a year into doing this whole TikTok thing. So now I'm on campus. I switched my major 4 times. I was never a straight A student. I was probably like a C, B minus guy. And I was just in college because I wanted to keep my parents happy. That's
real.
That's the hard truth of it.
I lasted 2 years.
Me too, barely. But anyway, I was in school. I was still doing TikToks. But I switched my major 4 times. I went to communications because I figured it was kind of in the media side of things.
Yeah.
And I just remember I was in a philosophy class. Number one, like, why am I paying for a philosophy class? I'm trying to be, you know what I mean? If I'm trying to do media, whatever. And I remember I was on my phone, and the professor literally called me out in front of the class, told me to put my phone away, and I walked out. And I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
I started making some money off of brand deals. Like I said, I linked with an agent. A good friend of mine, too, my buddy Nick Woodruff.
Okay.
Just a very business-savvy person. He's bought and sold a couple companies. Just knows what he's doing in the business space. He's a young kid, too. I believe he's 24.
Wow.
So he was within my age range, too. So he reached out to me because he wanted to get to the social media space, and he's just one of those kids that wants to work 24/7. He has that trait. And we just connected. We hit it off, and then he kind of got me a few brand deals. He opened up an LLC for myself, and once I started doing that and getting some money, I convinced my parents to, let me, take this next step and drop out. Even though ultimately it was my decision, but I wanted to at least get their blessing.
Get their blessing.
Because, they were helping me pay for college. I wanted to at least the respect of talking to them first. And they said, listen, school's not going anywhere. Chase what you want to do and see what happens. Like I'm still living at home with them too, because I'm so I had a place to stay. I was lucky enough to have that. So I took that step, and it seemed like right when I took that leap to take it full time, a lot of things started falling into place. I got a bunch of brand deals.
Another thing you brought up, I think, which is fire, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you felt the need to speak to your parents, and I think that's fire. I think that's a cultural thing, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'll never forget, bro. I forget how old I was. It was second year, and I was like, hey, I went to my parents. I was like, I need a break.
Yeah.
They were like, break.
Right.
So my parents, again, straight from Haiti, first generation Haitian here in America. My dad's a physician, bro.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you're not a doctor, lawyer, engineer, you ain't shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's not saying that to other people. It's more so like his son, his kids.
It's like you're a representation.
Exactly. Like you're supposed to take over when I'm saying I'm retiring. So like, I'll never forget that conversation. Like, did you feel just out of respect that you needed to do that? Like, did someone tell you, or it's just built in?
No, I knew out of respect. Number one, because my mom was helping me pay my college bills, so I had to go to her anyway.
Right.
Yeah, but definitely just out of respect, because growing up in my household, I still live in my household. Actually, my family house. My dad is on the first floor. Me and my parents are on the second floor, and then I have a family from the third floor. So my house is always buzzing with people. It's a triple decker in East Boston. So family has always been an integral part of my life.
Dope.
So I had to bring it up to them first, because any major decisions, it's going through my parents too. Not that they're going to make the decision for me, but just out of respect, like you said, to let them know and keep them on the same page as me. But luckily, they're very understanding, and I come from a deep Italian culture, which they could be hard on you, but they're also very coddling of you too.
Yeah.
You see a lot of Italian guys are mama's boys. Yeah. That's kind of how my mother is with me. She's hard on me, but she's also
fam, Haitian.
You can do no wrong,
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, the Haitian culture is the same thing. I dated an Italian woman for I think 4 years, and I remember having to meet her family, just kind of having that conversation, and they're from, I know it's two-part, but Sicily.
Sicily, yeah.
And so there's the culture thing. Two, there's the race thing, which is a big deal.
Sure.
But then they kept it a buck with me. They were just like, we just trying to make sure that you're just a good person. You know what I mean?
Course, yeah.
And then once they heard some of the things, how I move, and I wanted to speak to them and just kind of just let them know, hey, I'm not playing no games or whatever. Yeah. But I hear you as far as the coddling shit. I'm a mama's boy. I'm almost 50 years old. You heard? Yeah. I pass everything through my mom. You know what I'm saying? Just so I feel like it's good we're on the same page. Do you find yourself to be like that too?
Nah.
Oh, he's the new school Italian. Okay.
Nah, I'm half Irish.
Oh,
okay. All right. So, okay.
So when I was born, I lived with my grandma took me in.
Okay.
I lived with her until she died in 2006, since I was 17 years old.
Okay.
So in high school, then my dad took over the apartment. So when I was born, my mom was in a halfway house. My pops was in jail. So my dad didn't come back into my life till I was probably 7, 8. Yeah. So I remember he got out of jail. He was working on Fenway and Champs.
Okay.
Some things I remember vividly. I loved sports growing up. So I remember him coming home from Champs. He would came home with 2 jerseys. I loved Mike Vick at the time. It was probably 2005. He stole it from Champs. And when free runs first came out, I'll never forget. He came home. He had the free runs in his waistband, and he had shirts in the bag. There's a Terrell Owens jersey too on the Cowboys. So I remember that. But so my grandma was like my mom my whole life. My whole life, I kind of grew up an only child, but I have 4 sisters and 2 brothers, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just lived separate. And she died. My dad took over the apartment. But he was always at his girls, so I was a 17-year-old kid in my own 2-bedroom apartment.
Oh, so you kind of raising yourself that
way. Right, and so that's why.
How's your relationship with your pops then?
I really don't talk to him.
Nah,
my mom either. Not really. I'm just life is just. I'm just dialed in right now. I've learned just from my whole family. I try to block everything out.
Yeah.
Just nonsense I don't want to deal with, you know?
Nah, that's real shit, man. And you might actually find comfort and a little bit of direction for what you guys are doing right now. When you find yourself leaning on him, respectfully, obviously, where it's like, hey, what's up? And, you know, I always tell people, I've been, and I'll say fortunate enough, respectfully, that I have both parents, you know what I'm saying? But I have some peoples that none of their parents was there. Like my boy, shout out to my boy Brandon. He's out in California, lost both of his parents 16, 17, doing extremely well. And that was that fire that kind of lit on him, you know what I'm saying? And like, it speaks to also your character, bro, because like I said, I'm a mama's boy. I don't know if I would have been able to just, I don't know where I would have been without that. So I think, and I'm a God-fearing man. I'm not going to try to make this like a religious thing, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like he puts us in places where he knows we're going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? So it's dope to hear your story like that, man.
Because like growing up, I just grew up to I didn't want to be like the people around me, you know what I mean? So I maneuvered like that, like, oh damn, I definitely don't want to be like you. I don't want to be like you. Like no role models. That's just how it was.
Word.
Crazy.
Some people actually feel like the people that are not doing good, they are what you want to be like. So, like I said, perspective on you identifying at a young age, like, I don't want to be that shit. Look at, look at John Moran. That dude's a billionaire, but he wants to be around the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. All right, so we're here. We got a show brand. So, one, is this show going to be popping?
It's going to be popping.
I mean,
right now, because these past few weeks, we're like, say it, like,
what?
Do we want to tell the people? You can hold it for secret.
It's like with our show. What we're going through right now, like this is about to be a big momentum switch. I feel
we can talk about it.
About to bring on like an investor for this because I'm even paying the camera dudes out of his pocket.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, like I said, I still live at home.
Yeah.
And like he pays his own shit. So,
yeah.
And like last year, like luckily enough, like I did pretty well, so I have money saved. So I'm like, listen, like I'll take the financial stuff right now. I started paying them in January, and I gave myself a deadline. I'm like, listen, I can spend this much.
Yeah.
June, we gotta find someone to put up money. We have a lot of people that really support us and believe in us because like. Truly, like we're very humble, but there's no one doing what we're doing in this area right now. And, like we are talented. Like I know we can get to that next level, and a lot of people do believe in us. So we found, I think, the right partner.
Okay.
And I'm not going to release his name or anything because it's not final.
Makes sense.
But we're hoping to kind of get an investor coming on, and once we have that investor come on and get, hopefully the amount of money we want.
Yep.
I think it's going to take a big step because we're going to be able to get, our video guys on more of like a retainer-based kind of salary thing. Hopefully, do more traveling, collaborate in other, states, LA, New York, Florida, stuff like that, Vegas. Get more equipment, higher tech equipment. I think it's gonna take leaps and bounds, and it's also gonna help us with the merch.
Okay.
Because then we'll have more money to dump into the merch.
Yeah. Maybe get more aggressive with it too.
Maybe invest into doing something online with the merch, make more money off of it. But right now, the real vision with this merch and what it started with was just something that we can connect with our audience because we never had live events until this. Like this is our first or now our second live event.
Yeah.
We want to incorporate eventually like entertainment. Like I'll be the first to tell you, like I said earlier, I'm an introverted person, so I don't see myself as doing stand-up comedy by myself. It's just not.
Okay.
I find it intimidating to get up in front of a crowd and say jokes, but we want to do something eventually together where it's like more interactive with the audience and doing something along those lines. But for our event on June 10th, we have a couple guys coming in from New York. One of them is a stand-up comedian.
Okay.
So I think he might do a little set. We have some special guests coming in, some other influencers and athletes and stuff coming on. And there's going to be a DJ. There's going to be alcohol served if you're 21. And it's also an 18-plus event. That's something else, too. So if you're 18...
I love that for me.
Yeah, so if you're 18, you'll get like a little wristband. So unfortunately... I don't think you can drink.
Fine,
but
that's fine.
It'll still be a great time.
It's actually it's a smart business move because what you're finding yourself doing, right? And that's what I was in Rhode Island for a while, and what I noticed the thing that was really common in people doing, especially with clubs, they'll do 18 plus for females, 21 for males, and then what you did because women just came in. Yeah, dude, when I told it just flew in. It was crazy. Now I'm not saying they didn't drink or did drink. I wasn't one of those promoters, but it was smart.
Yeah.
Because typically, guys, you got to get us out of bed. But if you're like, oh shoot, there's females there, whatever.
Right.
I'm pulling up. You know what I'm saying? So, you said something though. You said you majored in communications, but you actually did something that if you were in business, they teach you, which is use other people's money to make money, which is smart.
Yeah.
You know, because at the end of the day, right, you got to make sure that you do get that support because you don't want to find yourself plateauing
No.
and then saying, "Ah, shit, if we had just this much, we could take it to like another level."
That's like where we're at right now. It's
You
like
know
we
what I
always
mean?
say it's all just money. Like we have so many ideas, but it's just money.
Even just traveling, because traveling's gonna take it to a whole nother
Yeah.
level. Like I never been LA, you know what I mean?
Oh, LA's fire.
Yeah, we go- well,
When you guys going out there?
Hopefully soon, once this money comes in,
Yeah.
we can budget everything together and see.
Well,
we
we
have
need
some
to.
connections out there already that we haven't even been out there yet.
Yeah.
So
And that's how you build it. People in LA see you, and
Yeah,
LA
right.
connects with Boston.
that's
how
the
it goes,
goal.
you know?
So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff coming, but like you said, it's just the money right
Yeah.
now. The money is what's kind of holding us back.
Especially just living like I live alone, you know what I mean? So just renting in the city is like
Woo!
Crazy.
I don't even know
It's
how
crazy.
I'm doing it.
It's crazy.
I don't even know how I'm doing it. Figure it
Listen,
out.
but you're doing it, and you'll find yourself, say, a year, 2 years from now, speaking to somebody obviously much bigger than me and saying, like, yeah, I'm rich now, but I was struggling doing this, eating ramen or whatever that you have to do just to get by. But I think there's beauty in the struggle. You know what I'm saying? There's dope beauty in the struggle, and there's beauty in being vulnerable and being open and humble as you guys are definitely right now, because people can see through the bullshit.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if I had to say right now, 6 months from now, where do you guys see yourselves? Or would like to see yourselves? We'll start with would like to see.
Would like to see myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to see us sell this merch online.
Yeah.
Just we have a lot of fans eager for it. I would like to see these events getting even bigger and traveling potentially to
Yeah.
other places. Like doing exclusive events for exclusive hat drops and eventually getting into some sort of live entertainment. I think
Yeah.
that would be cool. Like not just live events and meet and greets,
Okay.
but live
Or even
entertainment because we have something cooking right now for an idea of something that we think could eventually turn
yeah,
into.
yeah,
Alright.
like, that's what I'm saying. That have you seen the deli videos we've been doing?
I saw one. No,
Oh.
2.
I've seen them, yeah.
Yeah.
They're hitting.
Those are hitting,
pretty
so,
big
like,
right now.
I think, yeah. I mean, I think
I feel like
in short, just growing more, and feeling like we're taking those leaps, and obviously have a good partner.
Okay.
Hope you have that in 6 months. You know,
Right.
some money ready to go to really push and
No,
maximizing the content.
I think that makes sense, especially now because we're in an era where like it's all about content. If your content's not doing it, and then also once you get to content, the new problem is how's your production, and then if the production doesn't meet the amount of content, then again you'll find yourself plateauing and stuff like that. And then maximizing the different type of outlets that you could be in, from like the Instagram where people are watching you right now to YouTube and everything. I think all of that speaks for itself.
You know,
Now, one of my questions is that do you find that you're both going to be doing things separately? Because it's cool to start off with a partnership, you got doing this, but then you might, when things are really rolling, you might find yourself in another realm. You might find yourself in the kitchen saying, this is where I kind of want to be. And you might find yourself wherever saying, like, this is where I want to roll type of thing.
yeah. No, I think we're always going to be doing our own thing, like separate too, because that's how we started.
Yeah.
Doing our own thing. At the end of the day, like his audience is cooking food. My audience is obviously just like general comedy, and like we have some overlapping people that follow us, but
Yeah, it's definitely
it's definitely different for sure. Yeah, different audiences.
A lot of people, when I started popping, they're like, "Oh, like you were getting a lot of followers from Tom just tagging you." And I'm like, "My shit's so different,
Yeah.
so different."
But like its content is our brand we share, but we have our own brands too. So there's
Right.
really 3 brands.
It's really
There's Prosciutto Papi, there's Tommy G, and then there's its content.
Dope.
Brand is your personality, so like
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that follows both of you. Not
Yeah.
necessarily because I
Yeah.
like cooking, but I'm in this industry and you're friends with him and you have a
Right.
great personality just like
Yeah.
he does.
That's
That's
kind
what
of
it is.
That's kind of it. I mean, I can't cook, so I can't say like I have his skills, but like he could definitely cook and he's funny and he has a good personality. He
I'm
can act.
not a chef either, though. Like I just like had to survive at a very young age and started cooking stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But now it's like I just still make food I want to eat, and I just record myself doing it. You know what I mean?
Your dope shows, like you guys have a cook-off.
That would be funny.
And then blindfold people.
Damn,
So let's see.
I actually
So-
win.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
That's actually
like shit.
That's even with auditions can come in.
There's so many things we want to do, like
Yeah.
like with this idea we have. You want to talk about it a little bit?
I mean, yeah.
Like briefly.
So like the deli thing's been really popping off. So we kind of wanted to like host a separate like auditions. Like we have people sign up and audition just like
But film it.
With filming, kind of like American Idol, like
Yeah.
basically.
You see
I
what
don't know.
Drewski does?
It's
pretty much the similar.
But his is like a
Oh,
record
okay.
label. Ours is just like if you want to. Like, it could be Shark Tank. It could be all different shows in one. Like come pitch us your brand,
And
or
we'll see what's up.
and
Yeah.
it's just gonna be
Yeah.
us just reacting.
If you're an actor, if you're a rapper, if you have a business you want us to be involved in, if you want, you know what I mean? Like,
But it's big opportunity to other people too, because it's like, all right, like
your video's gonna get views. Like,
Right.
you're gonna get views. Yeah,
It's
literally.
just like Shark Tank. You go on, even if you
Essentially,
don't lose your
yeah.
deal, you're gonna.
All you, it's just as simple as like Dr. Phil when Bad Baby went on there. She was just herself,
Right.
and it just
Yeah.
crazy.
And that's, like, we want it to be serious, but we also want to have a comedy aspect to it, because that's what we do. We bust balls.
And busting balls too is, I think that's where, I think it speaks to all demographics. Everybody likes to
100%.
fucking laugh. You know what I mean?
100%.
Do you guys foresee? Would you guys see that happening like somewhere here in Boston, or do you want to just take it to take that idea on the road?
Oh, I mean, right now we're going to start here, because we already have the space for it, and we have a general idea of how we want to go about it. But if it gets big enough, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's something I could see doing, being a live performance eventually. Like,
Yeah.
That's what Drewski's doing right now. We went to Drewski's show in Boston, and he's been a big inspiration too. Like, I've been following him for a long time.
Right.
Seeing him really just blow up on TikTok and Instagram. He don't even do YouTube. He just blew up on like the short form
The
content.
short form content.
Now he's doing a countrywide tour. So, like, to see him do it live and just realize it's not stand-up comedy, like, I feel like people just think it's just like you going up there telling
And
jokes by
punching
yourself.
jokes, yeah.
But you can get so creative with that.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't have to just be that. That's
Yeah.
what I want to do, something like that.
Yeah.
Really, like, bring people up, just, like, interact with the crowd.
It's like an
It's
improv.
always- Yeah.
Improv. And I think that's kind of like the way that me and Babs wanted to really do it, because we love speaking sports, but we really just love engaging with people and having the fans come out and say their shit and just
Yeah.
kind of bust balls and have some fun with it, and really kind of get those real. I hate hearing someone giving me an answer that they've heard on the Sports Hub, and they're just regurgitating shit.
Yeah,
It's like, no, what do you think?
Yeah, they're like doing research. It's like,
Right.
oh, just speak off the
Just
top.
speak off top. Yeah, off the top.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty dope. Do you now with the show going on? Are you guys going to be performing or kind of just trying to interact with the crowd during
June
that?
10th?
Yeah.
June 10th? Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah,
We're
we'll
gonna
have a mic and stuff.
Yeah, we'll have a DJ, but we'll also have like a mic there.
Okay.
I gotta still kind of go over with the comedian we have coming in if he wants to do like a little 5-10 minute set just
Yeah.
for fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're definitely gonna interact with the crowd. We don't have it fully structured yet how we want to do it, but
Okay.
something along the lines of that. We definitely we're doing a meet and greet.
Yeah.
We're gonna do obviously the exclusive merch there, but I think it's gonna be from 6 to 9:30, so we have time.
Yeah.
So maybe like the last couple hours, the last hour, we do something with the crowd. But it just really depends on what it looks like. We're still kind of figuring that.
Yeah, it's gonna be
out.
tough because we need to wait to see how many people actually come in
Well,
to figure out how the room's gonna look. Do
Yeah.
we need the whole venue? Do we need
Yeah.
just half of it?
Venue, yeah.
Okay.
I don't
But
know.
like, yeah, ticket sales. I mean, for the first 2 weeks, like, still, like, how long do we have till that? Less than 2 weeks. Like, we've sold a good amount of tickets.
Yeah.
Like,
They always really pop off towards the end.
yeah, we've sold a decent amount, but like, we're definitely expecting more than what we have right now.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping the
I think
last
we'll
week.
get 100.
And then we're gonna go the week of, like I said, that's when you can roll with us
Yep.
and just kind of walk through the venue because that's
Okay.
when we're gonna really figure out, I think. But then it's tough because the day of we might have
Have to
tickets
switch
sales,
things up.
you know?
Yeah.
So it's really gonna be just going off the top, like on the day, I think. Kind
So
of.
let's tell the people, listen, man, if you're coming to the show, buy them tickets now. Get the
At this
tickets
exact
right
moment.
now. At
Yeah,
this
please,
moment.
please get those tickets
You
right
can sign
now.
off right now. Get them tickets. They're only $10.
Yeah, click the link in my bio.
My bio too, buddy.
Prosciutto Papi's bio.
Are they selling at the door or no?
That's a great question. We have to ask that. I've had a couple people ask me that. Do you think they would sell at the door or no?
I mean, it's all online.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, you can just pull the link
You
up
can
on your
just do
phone
it.
and buy
Right.
it.
They're not going to sell out. So
Yeah,
you could
but,
do it,
Yeah, I mean, I have so many people daily. Where can I get this at? Where can I get this at? Like, if you want the hat, just come to the event. You will get a hat. I can't send you one. I can't put one aside for your mother. I can't do it.
Say it.
Any of that.
Hey, and listen, and shit, his moms ain't getting a fucking hat. So
You're
come
right.
on.
No, she's really not.
My God. So come on. Just follow the directions,
You
hit
can
that
just be
link.
patient. They'll go online eventually. You just
Yeah.
gotta be patient.
Well, that's a good thing, man, that people are actually hitting you up. It would have been kind of crazy if this shit's quiet
Well,
and you're
that's
stuck
what
with a
we were
bunch of
nervous about.
inventory.
A little nervous the first event. I was a little more nervous than he was, but the first event we didn't do tickets or anything. We were
Yeah.
just going solely off of, like, my Instagram
Uh-huh.
stories and his Instagram. Like, people hit us up, whatever, and we would post it about it. And yeah, it was like 7 o'clock. It started, so we were there 5 o'clock. So
Okay.
At like 5 to 6. There was just like there was no one there. I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck. I'm like, this is. And I was making the drive up. It was like
Yeah.
a good 20-minute drive from Boston. So
Yeah.
I'm like, are people really gonna make
Gotta
this
make
up?
up, yeah.
A lot of people did say it was far.
Yeah, but anyway.
Oh, come on. Really? 20 minutes is not far.
Oh, no, I know, yeah, but I mean for me, but like when you're physically taking the drive up, I'm like, are people really gonna drive up to see me right now?
Yeah.
And buy my
When
hat?
you hear Wilmington, it's like it's just not like the center of the city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then there was people. There was one girl.
There was a girl from came from
She
Maine.
came from Maine.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
What?
She was like, where'd you get a prosciutto papi hat? I'm like, I got you. I'll give you one. I only have like 2 left. But the other one.
Okay, that's a good look, man.
You have to, bro.
Yeah, no,
Well,
That's
that's
a
that.
long
Well,
drive.
that's kind of like the thing that's really dope, and it makes things, I guess, a little surreal. And I'll ask you guys that is that hearing that people will drive all the way, you know what I mean, just to see you, and you guys haven't even really hit your peak yet. You're kind of just still doing like, you know. So imagine when you really get that money from an investor, and you get to really push these ideas. That's going to be crazy.
And I've thought about that so many times. Like I hate to keep bringing it up, but the Drewski show, like, just he's from what, Atlanta or that area down there, like. Just like the fact that he has a show in Boston and people are going out of their way to come to his
Word.
show, like that's gonna be that's a dream of mine, like to do shit like that. That's
Yeah.
when my dream will come true. And it's funny because my girlfriend's dad, her parents came to the event and he just saw all the people there. And I was talking to them after the event, and there was a couple hundred people there. So
Yeah.
like, yo, like, how's it feel to have your dreams come true? And I'm like, I'm not. I just have so many more aspirations. Like,
Good,
I am
good.
truly grateful. Truly grateful.
But you
like,
want
this
more.
isn't even close to what
There's
I want.
nothing wrong
you
with
know?
wanting more.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with wanting
Yeah,
more.
but that's what I'm blessed that I'm like, I'm never satisfied with what we have. Like, we're always striving to be better and better and better.
Keep pushing it. Keep
Yeah.
pushing it. I can understand, like, you know, for what me and Babs do. I was out with my kids, and we went to what's it? I love Boston. Boston Sports.
Yeah.
At Braintree or South Shore Plaza. I'm old. I'm saying Braintree.
Yeah, what's his name? I know the dude
Yeah.
that runs that.
Mullen, yeah.
Mullen.
Yeah,
Yeah, I said
Mullen.
Mullen. And salute to him. And funny enough, they're like, "Hey, I know you," and I'm like, "All right,
Really?
who are you?
Funny.
Who are we talking about?"
That's
They're like,
cool.
"CliffNotes."
That's
I'm like,
awesome.
"All right," and I just did a prom like 2 weeks ago,
That's a
setting
good
up.
feeling.
They're like, "Oh, I know, you got to follow your show, man. When is it coming back?" I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
That's
So
cool.
I can't only imagine driving or being somewhere that's out of state or outside of the city, and people
Yeah.
pulling up on you, be like, "Yo, I'm here for you."
It's
Coming
it's
to
crazy.
see you,
Yeah.
not just
Crazy.
showing up and coincidentally
Yeah.
seeing you coming because you're there.
Yeah.
Specifically, yeah.
Even just being in public and people noticing us, like, that shit's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
still to me to this day, like that, it feels so good when people come up and say what's up. Obviously, like in some settings, drunk kids in a bar gets a little too much, but
Yeah.
you know, like I was just in Ashland, which is like an hour away with my girlfriend because we had a graduation party up there, and like some random kid on a skateboard outside a market basket noticed me. He's like,
Yeah.
he did not look like someone that would like notice me, but he like ran up to me, took a picture of me, and yeah, it's just crazy. That shit happens everywhere around here, in other states too. Like I was in Lake George, New York, like Vegas, like it happens everywhere. So
That's some
it's,
good stuff.
it's pretty dope. Yeah,
You know what's gonna get crazy, bro? You mentioned you have a girlfriend. So if the ladies don't start liking you, how's your girl? Have you had that
She's
conversation
awesome.
yet with her
We
about
went
that?
way past that conversation.
Oh yeah.
We've been dating for 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's great. I mean, honestly, she's been a big supporter of me doing what I want to do. And she has her own thing going on. She just graduated nursing school. She's a big shot. I'm not the big shot.
Okay.
She's the big shot.
All right.
She wants to do travel nursing and all that. So
Oh, they get the money.
yeah, they get the bread. So I'm
Okay.
chilling either way. You know what I mean?
That's what's
But,
up.
nah, she's good though. But she doesn't get jealous. I don't get jealous. We have a really really good relationship. So
Yeah.
she's like my best friend too. So we're good on that front.
No, that's good because you got to have that. If your significant other isn't in line or understands just the business alone, forget about
Trust
it.
me, we talk about it all the time because, like, you know, like he has like his relationship with his ex. That's good. They're friends, but like we're in two completely different boats when it comes to like romantic life. So it's
Yeah.
like it's funny just like seeing the contrast between the two and comparing the two. And like I tell them all the time, like if I didn't have Marissa, my girlfriend, if I didn't have Marissa, I'm like I don't know like where I would be. Like it would be a lot different for sure.
Yeah.
If I didn't have her, I couldn't date another girl. I swear to God. Like,
Really?
I truly feel that way. I don't know if there's gonna be another girl that would understand. Like,
Okay.
you know, hey, I gotta cancel on our plans last minute because we have an event to go to.
Yeah,
Or, like, we have
big
to go to
time,
this
like
place.
big time with that.
Like that shit
Yeah.
doesn't fly with a lot of people.
Yeah.
but,
Right. Yeah.
but she gets what I'm trying to do. You know, it's good. It's a good relationship.
I want to give a shout outs to Marissa right now.
Yeah.
Like a big shout outs. Like my man is doing his thing,
Yes,
and you're understanding. But more importantly, shout outs to you being as far as your aspiration of becoming a traveling nurse. It sounds like you're right in line. If you need a place to work, holla at me, Hyde Park Health Associates. We can talk. You know what I'm saying?
He's actually looking for jobs right now. So
We
maybe
can talk.
you will.
We can talk. Holla at me.
You might have to make that little clip for me.
Let's, hey, she could be a sponsor. You know what I mean?
Sounds good.
So now my final question for you two are this. I'm going to set up a scenario.
Okay.
You get outside, you get to your show, kind of dapping you guys out. You guys say, hey, Cliff, you could be in that little spot right there, do your thing. I'm like, cool. Then I'm like, hey, did you go outside? What's wrong with outside? I'm like, I don't know. There's like a line outside the building, and it's popping. It's crazy. You find out that ticket sales are sold out, that they can't fill any more people. You got some angry people outside. What are you gonna do? It's a dope situation, but at the same time, damn son.
So you're saying that if we sold it out, pissed off,
and there's still people outside trying to get in.
We'd have to get.
They're like, why you get a small venue like this? 500 ain't enough.
What is that number?
It's,
Sold out.
It's about 500-600. He didn't give me an exact number, but all right, number one, I would be fucking ecstatic. Let's be honest there.
Right.
I'd be pumped, but it would obviously suck for the people that came in and couldn't.
We would have to try to like.
I would go outside probably on my own and talk to them, even though it
Oh.
might suck. But I would try to give them some free stuff, of course.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, again, we're only limited to what we bought.
That's it.
For him, but. I would definitely try to make it up to them in some way, get some numbers, get some Instagrams. Yeah, I'll give you a follow.
Right.
Sorry about this.
That's it.
But no, we would figure it out. I mean, I feel like with our fans and supporters, like everyone's pretty cool for the
They'll
most
get it.
part, and like they would get it. You know,
Yeah.
like they would get it.
Yeah.
We're just average dudes from Boston at the end of the day. Like
Yeah.
we're not. I don't really like look at myself as like a celebrity per se. Even though some people might say like, "Oh, you're famous, you're this." Like, I'm a local kid from East Boston. Like
Yeah.
that's it. You know.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm a very understanding person, and I think people would be understanding if we just explained the situation. You know.
So he's going outside to talk to this
Oh.
crazy mob.
I'm with him.
You got his back?
Oh,
Is you know what I'm
He's
saying?
taking shots.
That's what I'm
This
saying.
is a bad one.
No, but that to me, I think that's a great problem. I think that you guys might actually have some problems like that
I
in your
truly hope
future.
that comes true. I
You know,
hope
he-
you just
For real.
manifested that into
Hey,
existence.
let's talk about it, and it's gonna be about it.
Hey, it might happen when we drop one. Who's coming?
It might.
I mean,
We got some cool people coming.
Oh, yeah?
It'll be cool.
Last time there was some cool people there.
Yeah, we'll tell you guys off camera.
All right, let's do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was amazing for me. I appreciate y'all taking your time and coming to my little world and having a conversation. I can't wait for us to continue to collab with each other. Can't wait to see you guys continue to grow, both as young individuals, as a team, as brothers, as you guys have portrayed to me today. I will say, as I tell all my friends or people that come here, always continue to check your ego at the door. Always remember when you had to eat ramen or didn't know where you were staying at, like you was telling me. Always remember the negative things, and because you are going to do extremely well, because I think you have something that's fairly unique. I have not seen anyone else in Boston copying you yet.
Yeah.
So you better get these investors going, because you know that's how people do it. They see something cool and then they copy it. I'm trying to see y'all do that cook off, because it'll be kind of funny.
Might have to talk about you producing that.
Hey, I'm in the building. They heard I was trying to cross sell it. Yeah. But this was really cool, ladies and gentlemen. Even while they're here, I'm not even getting a hat yet. But that's okay, because I will be in the building. I'll have my money ready to pay for it. So have your money on deck. Anything else? Anything else you guys want to shout out? I know you have your show. Anything else?
I want to come on and we gotta talk sports. I'm a big sports guy.
This is the interview side. They want to come talk.
So let me ask you. So let's do real quick interview. Let's go before we go sports specific. Do we believe that there is a Tom Brady curse?
No.
I mean, yeah, they kind of.
I kind of feel it. He's kind of looking crazy right now.
What do you mean by like
The
curse?
Bruins out, Celtics out.
Oh, you mean like
Both
in
that-
Boston sports?
Yeah, we kind
It
of
might be real. No, yeah. I mean, it is real until it was.
we let another great coach leave. Well, we didn't trade this one. But
Yeah, I don't believe in like an actual curse, but I see what you're saying. Like that is
But I
kind
mean,
of weird.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but think Boston's talent. Like we have talented teams, they just
do.
need to figure it out.
Something's
But
going
now
on.
the Bruins, like their team's just getting older.
Right.
Celtics just blew it.
So real quick, what would you do with the Celtics? Would you keep running against same team? Are you trading someone? What are we doing?
Honestly, buddy, you're in the hot
In the
seat.
jam, yeah. Brad Stevens gone. They was like, Prosciutto, what's going on?
I
we
don't know.
doing?
Like they were so like heavy. Like they had a good depth on their team this year. I don't think it's gonna get better after this. So, I mean, someone's going. I don't know who, but
What would you do? We're asking you. You
I don't
Brad
know.
Stevens is
I don't
out.
know.
They brought you in. I'll throw a couple options.
Fuck. Yeah,
So
I think
who's your alpha? Is it Jaylen Brown or is it Jason Tatum?
personally?
Personally.
It's Tatum.
It is Tatum. It is Tatum, but he gets me upset a lot.
Why? Let's talk about that. Because he's not an alpha.
You
There's
should
no
hit- you
reason.
should hit-
Listen, I know we all want to get cool with Jason and
No,
be courtside.
I'm like,
Buddy, come on, you talked a lot on your coach.
he's not consistent enough for me.
There you go.
He's not like the 50 bomb versus Sixers game 7 great, but like,
No.
this one's the one that mattered. I know he rolled his ankle, but like,
I think, yeah, but if you're comparing it to who? Jaylen Brown? Did you see what he did last game?
oh, even worse.
For the
That's what
team's
I'm saying.
alpha,
They
it's
both-
Tatum. It's Tatum. But is he the most consistent? No. Is he Kobe? No. Jesus Christ, no.
Yeah,
You know,
no.
like I
Yeah.
think he's not the guy. Like he's not going to be like one of those greats.
I don't know.
Personally, I don't think that. He could prove us wrong. I hope he does. But
Yep.
I think on this team specifically, he is.
He is. No, he is.
Do you think it was just maybe the philosophy wasn't good this year? Because this and this might predate you guys because you guys are younger gentlemen than I am. But this reminded me of the O'Brien's years when you had Anton Walker and all these other guys just jacking up threes.
What
You
year
know?
was that?
04,
So that was
I think.
yeah.
Oh,
Like 5 years
four,
old.
We
yeah.
had Pierce. We had Pierce. No, I went to my first game. I was 5 versus Golden State.
God
In
damn.
like
Really?
Yeah.
Lucky him. What the, took me 20-some years to my first game.
I was like 16 when I went to my first Celtics game.
Man,
Yeah.
Man, I don't know.
because my alpha is Jalen. I like Jalen Brown. I think he cost us a lot yesterday with the 8 turnovers. Yeah, but if we look back, like just at last year's finals, he really carried the team. I think Jason Tatum. I would like to see him work with like a old school guy, like a KG, just to be like, hey, do you know your potential? Get angry.
Get angry.
That's what it feels like the team in general.
They're all just,
they're just too happy.
It's just the NBA though. Everyone's just boys. They're all
Everyone's
cool.
just
Real happy
No beef.
at all.
Why the fuck you guys smiling?
Thank you. Now we got some finally. Yes.
Really, like as we got to like know some players, I'm not gonna name anyone, but like those are like it's crazy when you see like a diehard fan, but like nowadays like they don't care about the fans. Like
No.
sorry, they don't.
Yeah.
Some of
They
them
don't.
do, but a lot of them
They don't.
I hate
They
to
don't
say
care
it,
like how
but-
Boston's feeling, but like KG, you know,
Yeah.
they did. I
Yeah.
feel like
That's
they
what
did.
you feel
Oh,
like,
Pierce
yeah.
did. Look at him now.
Okay.
Like,
Paul
he
Pierce
did.
and Rondo at the game.
Yeah,
Talking
they're
about
psycho
the
guys,
city.
and I like that. I like a little.
But that's why it was. They should have won in 2010 too. But
Yeah, we shouldn't have got rid of Perkin.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
The
But-
state of the team, though, in my opinion, again, I really just got to the NBA heavy this year just because we got to know some of the guys and we
Okay.
ran a bunch of games, so
Dope.
I kind of like really started looking into it. Yeah, I would say Tatum, but again, like I don't disagree with you about last year though.
Yeah.
Brown held his own. I think there's times when Brown shows that glimmer of being the
I think
alpha.
JB
though. It's
wants
tough.
to be out, though.
You think so?
We were talking about it on the
Yeah.
way up. I don't know. I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth.
I want
but
to see him in Dallas. Him and Luka.
Ooh.
I want Bradley Beal to go to Dallas, but he's
I
Yeah.
want Dame
Likes
Lillard.
Washington.
I want Dame
Lillard?
Yeah.
Dame is a problem, and I think if Dame were ever to be here, I think it'd be dope. But to me, I'm going to throw this. What if I said, hey, Grant Williams is out of here anyway because he's about to get a bag. Let's trade with the 76ers and get PJ Tucker, someone that will get in their face. He's won a ring. He's a real vet. He knows how to win. Boston would 1,000%
Yeah.
love him.
big down.
He to me is the who's in the 08 camp that I can. He's a Tony Allen.
For real, his
Like a
defense,
Tony
his
Allen
rebounds,
defense,
he just
rebound.
don't- No, he knows he's not shooting.
Yeah, and what's crazy though, he can't shoot the 3 we
he
needed.
can.
He
yeah.
helped the Bucks win. He helped the Bucks win.
I like to see him with Smart. That'd be pretty dope.
That'd be crazy.
It's not good.
But I think to get him here because I think he signed a 3-year deal, so he has another 2 years. He would have to get traded. So one more question for you, football related. I heard this, so I can't even say this was my idea.
Shit, football related.
Football related.
You go by
That's your
the
world?
rule.
All right.
I can already tell you know what you're
There
talking
you
about. I
go.
can tell.
So now, I heard that Jimmy G had a physical and he failed. He's with the Vegas. He's with the Vegas Raiders. All right. We all know that one Tom Edward Brady is a minority owner of the Raiders. So right now, if the Raiders say we want to cut Jimmy G, they could cut bait, no salary hit. So that leaves them with no quarterback. What's your thoughts on Tom Brady becoming the Raiders quarterback? And I'll leave you with this first. All 32 owners or 31 owners would have to approve it because he is a minority owner.
Yeah.
But if he wasn't an
It's a
owner,
long shot.
it could happen. But would you like to see that happen?
That would be cool. I would. I mean,
I think we all want Brady.
we
to
all
leave,
want to.
right?
Yeah, we all want to see him, but like, the Raiders are just bad. Just O-line, defense. It's like, what is he really gonna do there? You know what I mean? It's just Devontae Adams,
And you got the number one running back.
Josh Jacobs.
Yep.
He's all right. You'll see if he does it.
Then we got McDaniels, who did a lot of great things with him.
Forgot McDaniels.
Right, but it's just defense. Like, I have absolutely no one, just like Max Crosby. Who's up?
Crosby. I think there's someone else. I'm not too familiar with
That's it. But it's really like, you know what I mean?
But it's not the AFC.
It's not the AFC. That's true. But look who they're competing against.
This is true. Well, yeah, Dak Prescott.
Right. I'm thinking the West. I was just the first team.
Sorry, Washington. My brother, he's a Washington fan. That's every year.
You got like Philly, right? Dallas. Like, you're right. Nothing crazy. San Fran.
San Fran's
Not
right,
Green
too.
Bay.
I would love to see Brady come back.
Me too.
Again, like I'm more of like a hockey guy, so I don't know too much about the NFL. I know basic stuff, but it would be cool to see Brady come back.
Like, why not?
Either way, yeah,
Yeah,
it would be dope. It would be dope. Yeah.
Why not? But don't you think it's kind of weird that the Patriots could even give him like a minor ownership? Like damn, all this stuff.
It
that
just
he-
felt like there was some underlying shit going on. It really
Yeah.
did feel that.
It definitely is.
You'll
Yeah.
never know though. You'll never.
Yeah, I would definitely lean towards something was going on.
I mean, they're still doing the same thing. Like, they're not signing no. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
D-Hop might come supposedly.
Yeah.
Babs thinks
He's going.
coming.
He's either going to Buffalo. Maybe the Rams. Like maybe somewhere just wild like that.
We'll see.
I think Buffalo. I really think
Yeah.
Buffalo. I
Team
think Diggs
Zappy,
would be
though.
crazy.
I'm Team Zappy.
Oh, yeah, Zappy.
Only because no one wants to see him win.
I'm a big Zappy guy.
And I think I'm the only one that wished him a happy birthday. Even the Patriots didn't wish him a happy
He's a
birthday.
friend of the show.
Wait, they really didn't?
No.
April 24th.
They did.
Right?
He's my guy.
It's like a week after mine.
Yeah, it is.
Not that I mean, Mac Jones. I mean, I think they're definitely going to give another shot.
Yeah.
Either way, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a big Zappy guy. So
Me too.
Team Zappy.
Team Zappy and McLovin. They're like
I do
real
feel-
friends now.
Right. Yeah.
It's crazy.
To go.
Trying to get to that game, but
Yeah.
Oh man, let's tell you off.
That's all right.
I'm excited for the season though.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be interested to see if they finally get like a big name in here.
Yeah.
You know, like D Hop would be sick.
You guys want to go to a game?
Oh, we'll be there. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Well, actually, we're at every training camp and just like really seeing the defense dominate. I'm like, there's no way the offense is this bad.
Yeah.
Like, the defense was really good last year. They really
Yeah.
were. But even training camp, like Zappy just looks so much better. Like
He has escapability that Mac does not. I'm not saying like he's fast,
He
but
has a
he can.
cannon. Like for real.
Let's see what
Sees
happens.
the ball.
Don't they say every year you got to fight for your job?
I think there's going to be a low key little battle in training.
Me too.
No, there is. There is.
I
I'm
think so.
excited to go to training. That's going to be
There is.
fun. We're tight with Devontae Parker. He's a good friend of ours. So
Dope.
he hooks us up with like training
That's what's
camp
up.
stuff. So yeah, I'm excited to see him play. Like I hope Zappy gets the job. Man, that
We'll
would
tell you
sick.
some stuff up.
Yeah.
All right. And how about this, right? So we're hoping that this happens as far as like there be a quarterback. I'm not gonna say controversy,
Yeah.
but there's really open competition for the two because it's for the betterment of the team, right? And let's say D Hop comes in and then they happen to click, right? Say Park is a friend of the show, you guys. Well, let's say they really click with Zappy. Don't you think Billy O's gonna say, "Hey, man, I know Bob, the owner, wanted Mac,
Yeah.
but this guy might possess."
Just depends how much politics is going on behind the scenes. you
Yeah.
know? That's just really what it depends on. I think. I mean, in all likelihood, you should put Zappy in.
We threw away a season already.
Hypothetically, yeah, you should. But
Right.
They tested a little bit out, I guess. Did they? Like I don't.
he played how many games? How many games did Zappy have? One full game against
One
Green
full,
Bay.
yeah.
Green Bay.
And he played a little
And then back up, yeah.
it's just there's no samples. It's hard to get a sample size on it, you know.
And it's also, I can't imagine how nervous he is knowing, like,
Dude, when I watched that game when he got put in, I was like, well, this is not going to be good. But then he played a great game.
Yeah.
I was working that game on the sidelines. When I walked away, when I was leaving, he was the one player that walked right in front of me. I didn't say a word, but I was like,
Yeah.
dude, you're going to be the next thing.
I hope
We'll
so.
see. We'll see. You know, and him and McLovin, they have a connection. That's my
Right.
guy. You know what I mean?
McLovin.
That's my guy.
Yeah.
But this was super dope. Ladies and gentlemen, another great interview here at the CliffNotes Project. I want to thank everybody that's tuning in, everybody that wants to follow. We'll have this great interview on my channel, which is the CliffNotes Project on YouTube. And we'll make sure that we share with you guys again. I want to thank you guys. We're going to talk a little more after this, and then we will see each other again. Give them the date.
June 10th.
June
What-
10th. At
what
the
time?
6 o'clock. Tickets are in either my Instagram bio or the Prosciutto Papi's Instagram bio. So we'll grab it. We post about it all the time, so just follow us on Instagram at Tommy.Carino at the Prosciutto Papi. And yeah, it's coming real soon, less than 2 weeks. So
That's
we're
it.
excited.
Get your tickets because I promise you it's going to be sold out. And I don't want to see my guy going outside having to say, I'm sorry to the 100 people that ain't get it. And on that note, my name is Clifford Bonet, and these are our notes.